How's the music? Are we good? Yes? All right. Let's go ahead and start tapping our toes. So as you can see, I have a step today. If you have one, a sturdy step stool, and you want to use it, you can go ahead and grab it. But if you don't have one, it's okay. You can do the workout without it. So let's take heels up, right, left. Now, if you are going to use a sturdy step stool, you want to make sure that it's not going to slide out from underneath you, especially if you have wood floors. Heels to the front. So shoulders relaxed, elbows lower than the shoulders. Start to warm them up. 8, 7, 4, 3. Tap the toes to the side. We're going to reach to the front. 4, 3, 2. All right, toes to the back, and we're going to drive the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades. So it's not a big one, it's a little one, just driving it straight back. 4, 3, knees up in front. We're going to take elbow to opposite knee. 4, 3, 2. All right, lift the legs side to side, out and in. Keep those hips, knees, and toes pointing forwards. Good. 4, 3, 2. All right, hamstring curls, and we're gonna reach. So reach and pull, grab something, pull it towards you. 4, 3, 2. All right, reach for the ankles in front. Reach for the ankles. So we're doing our kicking a soccer ball off of our foot, straight up. So external rotation of the hip. 4, 3. Internal rotation now. So we're taking it to the back, and we're rotating those hips in. So the movement starts from the hips, not from the knees. 4, 3. Wood chops right in the center, up and down. Hips are hinging. We're pushing those hips back, keeping that chest lifted. 3, 2. All right, high right, low left. So high, low. You can keep the feet flat, or you can add a little toe tap, but it's all the tummy. You should start to feel your back and your core. Loosen up, switch sides, down and up. So we don't want to do big turns. We want to keep them small and focus on the rotation coming from the upper spine. 2. All right, we're going to squat. So we're going to take it down, 2, up, 2. Good. Slow down, bring it back up. Chest is lifted, sitting back into that squat. All right, a little quicker, down and up, down and up. So think about where your knees are going. We don't want to have them knock in. They may be good on the way down and then swing in on the way up. Keep them out. Forward step and reach. Forward step and back. You can do lunges if you're ready, or just keep doing our good forward step and reach. 2. Let's add that turn. So forward step, little bit of a turn. Nice, good core rotation. Hips, knees, and toes point forwards. Upper body is the one that moves. 2. Backward step, open and close at the chest. Again, I know it's hard and we want to do this, but we want to try to get into those lunges. So we want to keep the knees over the toes. Good. Take the arms overhead. So shoulders over hips. Good. So it's a step back and a little drop. 4, 3, 2. All right, let's jog it out right here. Jog it out. Nice, easy march. Whichever one feels best. And 8, 7, 4, 3. Jumping jacks out and in. So tap it to the side, or you can do those full jacks. 4, 3. All right, heel curls, so jogging or hamstring curls, either one. 4, 3, 2. All right, skaters, side, side. So side step, little tap. If you can cross, go for it. 4, 3, 2. All right, let's go ahead and march it out. Grab a drink of water. All right, so if you're just joining me, just joining us, if you have a sturdy step stool or a bench and you want to use it, go right ahead. If you don't have one, doesn't matter, you can still do the workout. If you do have one, you want to make sure that it's not going to slide out from underneath you, all right? So we're going to do a reverse lunge and then a step up onto the bench with a knee up. Grab weights if you want to, otherwise, not necessary. We're going to do one side, then the other, and then we're going to do a bicep curl and a lateral raise. So doing 2 different exercises at the same time. So I am going to put the weight in my left hand. To put it in the left hand, you're going to lunge back with the right leg, come up, step forward onto the bench, knee up. So you're just going to do a lunge back, whatever leg is back, you're going to step onto the bench and knee up. If you don't have a bench, you just lunge back, step together, knee up. All right, 30 seconds, your time is on, or actually 40 seconds. So reverse lunge, bring that foot onto the bench, do a knee up. The weight is just to make you a little bit heavier while you do that step up. So just reverse lunge, take that foot forward, step up, drive the knee up. Again, if you don't have a step, you reverse lunge, you step together, and you do a good knee lift. You just don't have the bench part. Your bench is really thin. Good, so nice and tall, reverse lunge, then bring that knee up. 2, and 1, good. All right, set it down, or I should say switch sides. So switch the weight. Now our left leg is going to lunge back. Right leg is going to step up right here. Reverse lunge, step up. If you're doing the step up, we want to make sure our entire foot is getting onto that bench, or as much of it as we can. Sometimes we step and our heel is hanging off. That's not what we want. We want the entire foot to plant so we can drive through the heel, squeeze those glutes, and stand up nice and tall. So we also want to make sure we're not going back and then we're keeping our legs soft and just bringing that knee up there. Drive through this leg. Good. All right. 1 weight for bicep curl, 1 weight for a side raise. Good. So the arm with the heavier weight, one does a bicep, the other does a side raise. We're staying on one side this round, and then we're going to switch to the other side on the next round. So one arm is doing a bicep curl, one arm is doing a side raise. So if you need to, you can do some marching or even just a little bit of weight shifting. But we've got a curl on one side, and we've got a side raise on the other. You pick your arm position. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Back to the beginning. Weight is in that left hand. We're going to lunge back with the right leg, knee up with the left. I'm going to hold it at my shoulder this time. Good. So reverse lunge, step up, drive the knee. Reverse lunge, step up, drive the knee. Or reverse lunge, step together, drive that knee up. So you just have a bench that's really small, but it's the exact same movement. Back and tall. Good, so think about those lunges, and we want to make sure we're not pushing that knee forward and trying to keep that back leg straight. The back leg is supposed to drop down, like you want to go down to the floor. So that back knee needs to bend. Good, switch. So our short rest, now our left leg lunges back. 2, 1, good. So reverse lunge, step up, bring that knee up. So nice and tall, drop that back knee down towards the floor, even if it's a little drop. So it can be shallow and still be a good lunge. But it's bad for our knees when we push that knee forward because we're so focused on not bending the back one. Bend that back knee. This is how we get up and down off of the floor. Good, nice and tall. All right, bring it down. We're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna do the bicep curl and the side raise on the other side. So switching hands if you have 2 different weights. Your time is on. Now if straight out to the side for the side raises is uncomfortable, angle it towards the front just a little. So don't turn it into a front raise. You want to have it out a little bit wide, but it's not straight out to the side. Our shoulders are down and back in our back pocket, even on that side raise. We don't want our arms coming up and our shoulders squeezing up by our ears. It's just nice, good, parallel to the floor. This is as high as you gotta go. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out, grab a drink. All right, on the next round. We're going to do side-stepping squats with an overhead press. If you have a bench, you're gonna have 1 foot on. Option 1 is just a down and an up. Option 2, down, up and over, moving side to side. If you don't have a bench, you step side and together, nice and tall. Next 2 exercises are rows, right then left. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and start without me. You don't need me. We're gonna squat with an overhead press. So we squat, we step together, either on the bench or on the floor. Nice, good squat and reach, down and up. So some of you may be using a step stool, and in that case, you might not be able to step over safely. So you can always just do single steps like this and switch sides on the next round, or you can do a foot elevated, still making sure we're pushing those hips back. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We've got rows. We have rows. So 1 weight. If you've got a bench, you can pop that foot up there. Nice, good rows. We have 40 seconds. So this is an option if you have a bench. If you don't, foot on the floor. It's all good. If you have a countertop or a table, you can also put that hand on there for a little upper body support. But as we do our rows, we want to make sure that we're not just tucking our hips under and we have a rounded back. We should not. It should be nice and tall, just like if we were standing up straight, exact same body position. 2, and 1. Good. Bring it up. Switching sides. I'm just turning so you guys can see. So again, we're tall and we fold. We drive that elbow back. So sometimes it's because we're tight, and sometimes it's because we think we're keeping our backs flat and we find out we're not actually keeping them flat. But we don't want to tuck and we don't want to have this curve in our back. We want to open our chest, pull our belly button in, and have a neutral pelvis. So we don't want it sticking out, but we don't want it completely tucked under either. So nice and tall. Less than 10 seconds to go. And we're gonna go back through these 3 exercises. 2, 1, good. Set it down. All right, get ready for our side squats with an overhead press. If you were doing a foot elevated, you're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna switch sides. So this is one option. Second option is to step over in the middle. I know a lot of you have a step stool, there's just not enough room. So you can do the foot elevated, or you can even step over that bench. So you can actually step over it. That's an option as well. You decide. Lots of choices today. Too many almost. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Set it down. Going back to our rows. So nice, good forward fold. Your time is on. So if I turn, I'm tall. I folded the crease in my hips. My hands are going to be on my thigh or a countertop. Helps provide a little support. So if we don't have our hands down, we sometimes tend to lean, right? Or if our legs are straight, we sometimes tend to round to take the pressure off. So even if you're doing both feet together, soften those knees, push those hips back like you're closing the car door. 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it up. Switching sides. So nice and tall, shoulders over hips. When we fold, we bring the pelvis with us, and your time is on. So a little bit of a tight tummy. Pull that belly button in a little bit. Get a little glute squeeze. Shoulders are down and back. Even the one that's got the hand on the leg, we have that shoulder down and back. Over halfway done. And then we're gonna rest, and then we're gonna go to our next round. 10 seconds to go. Drive that elbow back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it up. Set that weight to the side. Grab a drink. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Next round, we're going to do either a single leg heel drop off the bench, or we're gonna do a single leg squat, right, left, and then we're gonna do straight arm press backs. So if you have a bench, you're gonna stand at the end. This is a balance drill. Stand at the end, nice and tall, pull that toe up. You're gonna sit back, try to tap the heel to the floor, come back up again. If you do not have a bench, you're just gonna take your foot out in front of you. Either flat is easier or heel toe up is harder. Push the hips back into a squat, stand up nice and tall. Single leg squat. You have 40 seconds and your time is on. I recommend doing the first round, no weight, and then deciding if you wanna add weights on the second round. So we're nice and tall. Good, we tap that heel down and come back up. It's really hard. We want to push the knee forwards, or we want to tap that heel forwards. We don't. We want to tap the heel straight down by pushing our hips back, nice and tall. So down and up. Good. It's a challenge. This is a balance challenge no matter what you're doing. So push those hips back. You should feel the leg in back doing 90% of the work. Good, bring it up, shake it out, switching sides. So hips, knees, and toes are forward. Foot can be either flat or lifted. Good, and we're gonna sit back and come back up again. So down and up. And even if that foot is flat, you're sitting back. So what tends to happen again is we push that knee forward, we stretch, our heels wanna come up, and we feel pressure in our knees. Sit back and come up again. Back leg is doing all the work. The front leg is just there for moral and emotional support. So push and come up. So for this one, the higher the bench, the more challenging this one's gonna be, because you have farther to go before your heel touches the ground. Good, go ahead and bring it up. Light to medium weights, straight arm press backs. So nice and tall, again, fold at the hips, rotating forwards, palms facing in, straight arm driving back. What tends to happen with this one is we tend to swing and we're trying to get our arms way up there. It's a long reach. So shoulders stay down, chest is lifted. So again, we sometimes tend to round our upper spine, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Keep those elbows straight. So all the movement is coming from the upper shoulder in the back. So this is shoulder, this is triceps, and this is a little bit of lats as well. Last one. Good, nice and tall. All right, back to the beginning. If you want to hold on to a weight now, you can. Otherwise, we're just doing our nice, good single leg squats. So think about the weight being in the heel, chest staying lifted, push those hips back. You're sitting into a chair, but you are a little unbalanced. So we got to use just one leg to help us out. Nice, good push back. Good, you should feel this a little more in the glutes and the back of that leg. Less than 10 seconds to go, and we're gonna switch sides. 2 and 1, good, bring it up, shake it out. So doing the other side, get into position. Good, time is on. So we're pushing the hips back like we're sitting down into a chair. So that means that your knees are going to bend, and that's okay. You decide how deep your squats go. So we're keeping the chest up, chest lifted, and we're making a crease. We're folding at the hips, not at our belly button. So we don't want to bow and touch our tummy to our thigh. Trying to keep the chest and the thigh as far away from each other as we can, sitting into a chair. Because if you think about it, we don't want to sit into a chair like this, right? We want to be able to keep talking to the person that we're talking to as we sit. Good, let's bring it up. All right, straight arm press backs. Round 2. So shoulders down and back, push those hips back. Straight arm. This is kind of like skiing a little bit, but normally in skiing you might have a little bit more elbow bend. We want to straighten those elbows. So that way we know we've got a long lever, and that way the back of the shoulder is doing a lot of the work. So core is tight, belly is in. So we're doing ski arms, and our back should look like a nice, good downhill ski slope. And we don't want to have it flying off of our backside, right? We don't want to have it going straight down off the cliff. 2 and 1. Good. Bring it up. Nice and tall. Grab a drink. All right. Next round. Side leg lifts and tricep kickbacks, okay? So side leg lifts on the bench, you're gonna stand nice and tall on this leg, pull that toe up, and you're gonna lift side to side. If you're on the floor, same thing, stand tall, pull that toe up, and you're just gonna lift and lower to the side. 3, 2, 1, good. So side leg lift, and as we do these, sometimes we have a tendency to turn our toes out, and we think we're bringing it to the side, and we're working our hip flexors, not our glutes. So think about where you're working. Don't turn the toe out or bring it to the front and work the hips. Keep those hips forwards, bring it to the side, and we're doing a nice, good side leg lift. You want to feel it right here. So side glute, maybe a little bit of the thigh. The leg we're standing on is getting just as much of a workout as the one we're lifting, because this one is holding all of our body weight, locking it out, locking out the knee and the glute. Good, switch sides. So catch your balance, lock out this leg, squeeze that glute, and we're gonna lift and lower. Think about stacking everything. Shoulder is stacked over your hips, over your knees, over your ankles. We don't want to push that hip out, and we don't want to lean to the side. We're going to lean a little, but we don't want to do a lot of leaning. So nice and tall, single leg stance. We can hold on to something if we need to, but barely. Make these muscles do the work. You got to push them a little to get them stronger. Less than 10 seconds. We're going to grab weights for tricep kickbacks. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it out. All right, tricep kickbacks. You can do one arm or you can do both. You decide. I'm going to do both. Good. Bring the arms up. Finish position for rows. And we're doing a nice, good kick back. So I'm alternating. I grabbed a little heavier weights today. You can absolutely do one arm and then do the other arm the second round, or do both arms at the same time. But we want to think about a good reach. The shoulder to the elbow stays locked into place by your torso. And we're just taking that lower arm, swinging it back and bringing it forwards. The muscle that we're working is this one. Good, bring it down. Going back to our side leg lifts. So, on the bench or on the floor, nice and tall, good. Your time is on. So, we are pulling that toe up almost like you're trying to draw a line with your heel. So it doesn't have to be super high, especially if you go high and your toe turns out. Lead with the side of the foot. But think about this leg as well. So push that floor away with the leg you're standing on. If you're having trouble keeping your balance, sometimes it's because our core is not tight and our legs are soft. We want to use those muscles. Pull that belly button in, shoulder high, or shoulders low, head high. Good, shake it out, switching sides. When you start getting stronger glutes and a stronger core, you'll notice your balance will start to get a lot better. So sometimes we try to hold our single leg stands and we're kind of hunched over and we're a little wobbly. That's where we think about this leg we're standing on. Squeeze that butt, pull that belly in a little bit, stack it. Good, and if you turn the hips out, that's going to affect your balance as well. Good, plant those feet, 15 seconds to go. Leading with that heel. Good, take it down. All right, tricep kickbacks. Tricep kickbacks. If you were doing single side, switch. Otherwise, soft knees, hips are back. Finish position for the rows. If you're getting really fatigued, you can also have a seat. And you can do this sitting down. Just make sure your arms are out far enough that you're not going to hit the back of the chair. So nice, good reach. And I know we like to stay upright. That little bit of a forward fold is going to get you a little bit more reach on those triceps. A little bit more of a workout. Less than 10. And about 5 more seconds. Then we have 2 rounds where you have the option to go to the floor. Good. Bring it up. Set it down. All right. Grab a drink. All right. We have 2 rounds on the floor. You can do them upright. Not a problem. Exercise 1 is going to be either incline push-ups if you have a bench, or if you're at the countertop, or just regular push-ups. Yes, you can always do a chest press. You can do a banded chest press. If you do, you take the band behind you to do your push. We're going to do mountain climbers, and we're going to do side planks. Second round, bridges, crunches, reverse crunches. Nothing fancy. If you have a bench, you've got some options. Otherwise, you decide what you want to do. So we're going to take it down. I'm going to demonstrate the incline push-ups using my bench, but most of you know these already because you use a chair or you stay upright and use a countertop or a table. So we've got push-ups, mountain climbers, and side planks. If you're doing push-ups on the bench, if it's wide enough, hands are shoulder width apart. 40 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Your time is on. So when I do push-ups on the bench, sometimes it's more comfortable to have my hands on the far side and have the weight in my heels of my hands, and I keep my chest over the bench. So we don't want to do push-ups and go down and take our forehead to the bench or our chest to the floor. We want to do push-ups, taking our chest to the floor or our chest to the bench. Shoulders away from the ears, very important. 10 seconds to go, and we're going to head to mountain climbers. 2 and 1. Good. Mountain climbers. So, at an incline, plank position, drive the knees between those elbows. Good. Your time is on. So, nice, good plank. Good. And you're going to just drive the knees in. You can go slow, you can go fast. You can be on the floor. You can be on the wall or a table. Good plank position, and we just drive those knees up. So we want to make sure we're not tucking as we do this. We're holding a good plank, getting a little bit of hips, but we're also squeezing those glutes as we do this. Good. All right. Side plank. Side plank. One side. I'm going to be at the wall to start with. You can be on your knees. You can be on your elbows. Your time is on. You have 40 seconds. Hold it as long as you can. And if that's 5 or 10 seconds and then you rest, you're good to go. Yes? Yes. So as we do these planks as well, make sure we're not. Sometimes we want to get our hip really high off the floor, so we wind up pushing our hip towards the ceiling. Think about keeping it straight line, just like if we're standing up. Yes? Yes and yes. Keep going. You've got about 10 more seconds. All right, back to push-ups. Back to push-ups, back to chest press, whatever you prefer. 3, 2, and 1. Good. 40 seconds. So, when we do our push-ups, we squeeze our butt cheeks. We pull our belly button in. We find that happy, neutral pelvis position. Our shoulders are pulled down and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and hold it that way as we do our push-ups. That helps stabilize your shoulder blades, helps take the pressure off of your core and off of your shoulders. So squeeze the shoulder blades together like you've got to hold an orange between your shoulders the entire time you're doing these push-ups. Same thing with chest presses. Good, shake it out. Short break, mountain climbers, round 2. So, on the floor, on the bench, your time is on. So pick. Even if you have to be on your knees, you can do mountain climbers out to the opposite, or out to the same elbow. It's nice if you can bring it up and try to bring it right in the center. There's not a lot of room, but we do want to work on it. Eventually, we want to be able to get up to doing toe push-ups. So it's a good time to practice by doing 1 or 2 mountain climbers on your toes and then dropping back down again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down. All right. Side plank, other side. Last time. So you can be at an incline, wall, table, chair, bench, or take it to the floor. 40 seconds, and your time is on. So drop that shoulder down into your back pocket, nice and tall. I'm on my knees. My knees are bent, my heels are back behind me, kind of in a 90 degree, and I'm opening that shoulder back behind me. So you can bring your arm up, but make sure we're not sending the arm back and forgetting to bring the shoulder and the chest with us. Drive that shoulder and elbow back. Squeeze the glutes. Good. 5 more seconds. 2, 1. Good. Carefully bring it down. All right. Shake it out. You have 1 more round. We have bridges. We have crunches. and we have reverse crunches. So bridges, if you are staying upright, you can do wood choppers and focus on a nice good glute squeeze. If you're on the floor, you can put your feet on the bench for bridges. We have crunches, sitting in the chair, sit to the front. You're gonna lean back and forward. Reverse crunches, if you're sitting, you're gonna hold onto the chair and lift both knees. All right, so coming up for our bridges. So knees bent, feet flat, lift and hold. Option to add a march. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it up. So I'm gonna do a lift and a lower because I am on a bench. So we tuck our tail feathers, we squeeze our glutes, we keep the glutes squeezed the entire time if we can. If you are doing these, no matter where your legs are, if your heels are farther out, you're gonna feel more hamstring. If they are too close to your hips and really close to your glutes, you're gonna feel a lot of low back. So decide what you wanna do. Nice, good lift and lower. You've got 5 more seconds and we go to crunches. 3, 2, 1, good. So crunches, I'm gonna take it up and I'm going to add a little pulse. So I'm going to reach, reach, reach and down. So lift, 2, 3, down on 4. So up, 2, 3. So each time we lift up, we try to get just a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3. Good. Lift. Keep that chin off of your chest, but it's a little bit tucked. Again, like we're holding a piece of fruit underneath. Good. 3 lifts and a single lower. Good. About 5 more seconds, and we're going to take it for our reverse crunches. 1, 2, 3. Good. Bring it down. Reverse crunches. Option 1 is our wonderful pelvic tilt and take it back down. Option 2, we add a tuck. Your time is on. Now, as we do this, we control it. So sometimes we get way up there and we swing, and then our feet wound up flopping down onto the ground. You don't have to get your knees to your face. You want to just get that little tuck of your lower abs, get that low back lifted off of the floor just a little. Just like you lift your upper body off the floor a little, you want to lift the lower body off the floor a little. But we control it 5 seconds so we don't accidentally flop ourselves onto the floor and cause back pain. Good, bring it down. All right, we're gonna take it back for our bridges. Good, 2 and 1. So bridges, whatever position you want. You can lift and lower, you can lift and hold, you can lift and march, but we tuck those tail feathers and we squeeze those glutes to make sure. Now I'm gonna add a single leg knee extension, and as I do this, I keep my hips level. I don't allow the hip to sag and drop to the floor as I lift the opposite leg up. This will let you know which side is weaker than the other. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good crunches. This time we're going to take it up for 1 and we're going to bring it down for 3. All right, here we go. So we're going to bring it up, down, 2, 3. So lift and slowly lower. Reach, hold it, and slowly release. So think about keeping those ab muscles nice and tight. So nice, good curl, pull it in. Good. Good, we reach up, we exhale, and we slowly lower. 3, 2, and 1. Good, reverse crunches. So decide what position you want to do, how high you want to lift, and your time is on. So nice, good crunch. Slowly tap the toes down, come back up again. So we can use a little momentum, but we don't want to just fly through these. "15 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, take it down. All right, we're gonna do a nice good stretch. We're gonna take those legs out straight. So we wanna look at our hip and core position and our leg position. So we wanna make sure that we're not allowing our tummy to lift and our low back to arch away from that floor. We want to tuck the pelvis, little crunch. Let's take our right ankle, cross it over our left thigh, and we're gonna take that hip, that knee out to the side, so your hip bones stay pointing towards the floor. Our low back stays close to the ground. Good, let's switch. So ankle goes to the opposite thigh, just above the knee. Keeping our hips level, we're taking that knee out to the side, just getting a nice good stretch. Good, let's take that leg that's up. We're gonna take that leg, we're gonna bend the knee, put the foot flat on the floor. We're gonna take that leg, we're gonna squeeze the other leg, the straight one. We're gonna squeeze that quad, pull the toes up, and we're going to do a straight leg lift, stretching our hamstring. Good, bring it down. We're gonna switch. So we squeeze that quad, straighten that knee, pull the toe up, dorsiflex, and we're gonna bring it up. Low back pressed into the floor. That knee does not bend, just to get it to the ceiling. Lock it out. Good, bring it down. Switch. So take that leg straight out again, squeeze the quad, bring the toes up, straighten the leg. This time we're going to keep it straight and we're going to drop it straight out to the side. And the leg that's bent, that knee remains pointing towards the ceiling. Good, bring it up into the center. Switching sides. So squeeze the quad, dorsiflex the foot, take it up and take it out to the side. And the hard part with this one is when we come out to the side and we start getting tight, we start lowering that leg and straightening it out, and we don't want to do that. We want to go straight out to the side. Good, bring it up into the center. Take both feet together, bottoms of the feet, knees press out to the side, frog stretch. So again, think about your hip position, kind of get that low back close to the floor, hips go open, knees out, squeeze the glutes if you want a deeper stretch. If that's too much, relax the glutes. Good, let's bring it up. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh just above the knee, and you are going to turn your hips to the left, trying to get that right foot flat on the floor. So we're keeping our upper body on the floor as much as we can. Lower body, we drop to the left to get that right foot flat on the floor. Our right arm is going to reach overhead, and we're going to take that right knee and we're going to press it out. So press it out. You're doing kind of a figure four stretch, but you're flopped over to the side. Good, bring it back up in the center. We're going to go to the other side. So left ankle over the right thigh. We're going to drop the foot to the right. Get that left foot flat on the floor, bringing the hips up. Your left arm is now going to reach overhead, feeling a stretch in that chest. You're going to take that left knee and you're going to open it up. So you should feel a little squeeze in that outer hip. Good, bring it up into the center. We're going to keep that left leg on the right. But we're going to cross at the thighs. So our thighs are touching. We cross at the knees. left leg is going to pull the right leg over towards the floor. So the leg that's on top should be moving towards the floor. So Dottie, go the other way. Yep. Nope, keep the legs the way you were. And then pull to the right. There you go. Awesome. And open that arm up. So you should feel a stretch in that outer hip. So your one leg is helping pull the other one. Good. Bring it into the center. Switching sides. So, right leg over the left. That right leg pulls the left leg towards the floor. So whatever leg is on top, that's the direction you fall. And your opposite arm is going to, again, reach overhead. Nice, good stretch. So that leg that's on top is helping you pull that hip open. It's helping you stretch that IT band. Good. Return to the center. We're going to roll ourselves to the side. And we're going to roll ourselves to a seated position. All right, sitting nice and tall. We're just going to take our ear to our shoulder. Opposite arm reaches for the floor. From the shoulder, we're going to rotate. We're going to take it palm up, palm down. Good, palm up. And down. Good, one more time, palm up. And down. Good. Bring it down. Bring the head up. Ear to other shoulder. Opposite arm reaches from the shoulder. Open and down. Good. Open and down. One more time. Open and down. Good. All right. Bring the head up. Deep breaths in and out. Good. One more time. In and out. All right. You're all done. Woohoo!